Hello again. So wanted to make a video to show you a little bit about this guy. And of course, what I do is analyze what people say, and at the same time, I analyze them. And a lot of the issues in life is that a lot of people are seen as understanding a lot or being able to give good advice, and they aren't able to understand, aren't giving good advice. One of these is also this one. I was reminded I started this. No, this is 15 seconds. Wait a minute. Alan Watts. Where is it? Oh yeah, this one. Philonautica. I watched a little bit of a few videos, and this guy gathers together things from various sources, it seems, and posts this as this is how it works. And from my understanding from experiences, but also from analyzing how things work in life and with people thinking from principles, I know that things that he says are not correct, and certain things definitely do not apply to me. What he says, for example, I think it's very, very annoying to put everyone together. Of course, often it is logical, but instead of saying how almost everyone mistakes sounding smart for being wise. However, in his videos, it just really annoys me. Because I say, yeah, that's not really true. That's not. Does everyone think like this? Okay, but let's go to someone else. Whatever clips, whatever clips. So I saw this thumbnail a while back, made screenshots, and thought, yeah. He's not a debate God. Maybe if it's an acronym, that could be correct. But if they mean God, then absolutely not. Andrew Wilson versus feminists. So this guy, this podcast or whatever it is, yeah. So at various topics, men versus women, different thinking, things like that could be interesting, but it's not really. Let's see. Let's go to this one. So this one is the guy who usually I've seen directing the conversation, and there's a problem with that. One, he has this. Yes, I thought first, yeah, what's the screen in front of him? But it's a laptop. It's higher up. This is bad. The reason it's bad is you can't, for example, point a finger at someone or you use gestures. This guy should be somewhere in the background, and this guy, this so-called debate God, should be talking. He knows a lot more. This guy is, yeah, a wimp. He doesn't know anything. He has no presence, no authority. People tend to speak over him. But it's also because he does not have the required knowledge and debating skills. He is much better, but he is more antisocial. And you can see that in this Who Wants to Please Humor. Now, what is humor? That's something interesting. I've discussed this in the Goncharenko Center in Kremenchuk about certain things that I found or laughed at. So there's a difference between what is funny and what you laugh at. You laugh at things that may not be funny. And it's about seeing connections, something unusual. Certain recognition of something that's true, for example. And then you say, yeah, I didn't laugh because it was funny, but I laughed because it's true. Because you suddenly recognize that what someone says is correct and tells you something about reality that you did not realize before, or maybe you realized it, but more subconsciously, for example. And there are certain types of humor that I, for example, absolutely dislike. I try to even avoid a certain type of thinking because sometimes people say certain things and then I think, what does he mean? I have no idea. And then I think, yeah, no, don't try to understand it. It's almost certainly going to be something like a dirty joke, something like that. And I absolutely despise those. Like toilet humor, things like that. And he makes some comments about what he calls R humor. R humor, I thought, what's that? Had to search a bit, and apparently what he means, and they talking about is about what happens to women, when men want something from them, they do it to them, and women don't want it. Okay, why would you joke about that? And by the way, about not wanting to think a certain way, then it means that I don't understand certain things that people say, and I want to keep it like that. And it is not so different. You can even have this in mathematics. Once I had a lecture in mathematics, and we talked about algebraic geometry, and he said we talked a little bit about certain different proofs, or about certain part of it. I don't remember exactly, I need to think about it, but I said, in Hartshorn, the way they do it is like this, and I started, and then he said, stop, I don't want to hear anymore, because he does not like a certain type of thinking in mathematics. In any case, let's listen to this.
To a comedian this morning, it was cracking me up. He was talking about R jokes, right? He was talking about R jokes, and of course those are taboo. You can never make those. They're terrible, right? They're horrible. But he made this great point, and he said, the reason that people made R jokes and laughed so hard about them, right? Everyone was laughing, wasn't because they hated women.
Yeah, I wouldn't laugh about them. I would just find it totally uninteresting.
And it's because when you think about all of the things that are funny, it's really shit that's fucking morbid and horrible. And
that's absolute bullshit. What is really funny are things that are unusual. And you can look at, for example, humor in the British TV series Red Dwarf I think it was started in 1988, and they went on for various years. I think the first 5-6 years or so were really the best. And some of the things are so unusual. It's really funny. It has nothing to do with morbid or disgusting. Maybe one joke. It was about the reversal of time, and that was actually one of the things I thought was the worst. But one of the really funny things is, for example, about and I talked also about this in the Koncharenko Center in Kremenchuk in Ukraine, about humor and unusual type of English humor, which I like. It was about changing the light bulb. It was about an emergency situation, and the statement was made, do you really want, or the question was asked by Crichton Robot or Android to Rimmer, do you really want to go to this different emergency states, like from maybe red to blue or something? It does mean changing the bulb. It's so unusual, so unexpected, which makes it funny. No, of course he's not a debate god. It already shows it here, because he does not know really what humor is. This is not humor. This is just, it plays actually into your personality, in certain proclivities, what you like, in especially things that are not cool, really. And this guy should be on the background somewhere. I've seen him often talking while not present, and this guy is a waste of time. Complete waste of time, complete wimp. Should be someone else, not a screen in front of him. You should be able to gesture, talk directly, and doesn't happen. I think the whole point of these clips, or the longer things, is like a podcast 6 hours long. I don't know, who watches that? Who has time for that? And what's the point? Knowing what certain women, like he has a lot of OnlyFans women on there, and similar. What kind of interesting information are you going to get from them? That's just not very interesting. Okay, that's it for now. Bye.